up here to the Swamp Road project, and we're going to take a look around. But what I'm up here to look at is to gain access from this power pole behind me over to the road that I built. That way he can get power in and then carry it on out there to the building. What the plan would be, in normal circumstances, it would be really easy and not a big deal, except for, as you remember from the videos, all this area right here is swamp area. There's a flag right here and a flag right there. I think that's 30 foot clear we gotta have through here. And the biggest tree is this willow tree right here. That's gotta come out. And then I suppose what I'm gonna do is take down some of these smaller trees and build myself a road, a mat through there. You probably can see the road over there on the other side. So I'll walk around, we'll take a look from the other side. Up really well. You'll see back there in a minute, the building, they've been some heavy trucks coming in out of here, and then so this is coming off the road, coming into here, and we'll walk up to the road here and to this cleared area that we need to make going across the creek. Like I said, it's a swampy area, but I believe we can do it. Matter of fact, you can see this creek right here running through there, and it runs right through the middle of where we're going to need to do that work. And this is the upper side of it where we'll need to come out, and you can see the county road right over there. So our markers is this tree right here, and then this little twig is sticking in here. So we've got to go right through there, right through the middle of that creek. I'm here with Nathan. We're going to walk back to the building here and take a look at it, what the progress he's got done so far. And so we'll be back in just a second to show you that. All right, we've made it back here to the building, and what has happened here, if it looks like construction has stopped, you're exactly right. Construction has stopped. They got out here to the job site, and the windows that were delivered, they kept those in plastic. They wasn't unwrapped. Those windows warped and they can't use them. And so that pushed his build date back a little bit. I think August the 8th. Today's July 29th, I believe. So a few weeks from now, he'll get his windows in, the new windows, and they'll be able to continue on this building. We'll take a look inside here. It's 40 by 60 building. And you can see it fits really nicely in here from the pad that we built, and it looks like it turned a little bit this way, which gives better access to the front. We'll walk around here back here to the side, and of course, if you remember, this is that big old rock bank that I dug out, and then looks like the swell that's carrying the water doing a pretty good job of draining water out of there. And there'll be a concrete pad. There'll be several inches of rock in there, and then there'll be a concrete pad as well. And here we are on the inside of it, and this is just a post, basically a post frame building with steel rafters, steel trusses, and then all that'll get put in there, and the insulation will be put in. Pretty nice little building. I guess this back here is a bathroom or shower, whatever. Yeah, this is the rough end plumbing back here in the back corner. Hopefully we're gonna get that septic tank approval we talked about in the previous video down there, but he's got to hire a soil scientist and have a perk test done before the state will even come look. So, I don't know. He'll get that done, and we'll see what happens with that. I'll be back out here probably in a couple weeks or so to get that cleared out, and we'll definitely do a video of that. Good morning, welcome back. It's been a few weeks since I recorded the first part of this video, the preliminary look at the job that we gotta do. And it's gonna be an interesting day. I don't know. We got a county road with pavement, and I brought some boards here on the trailer. We're gonna have to walk our way across that pavement without tearing it up. We got the power lines to deal with. We got these trees to get out. We got the swamp area to deal with. But anyway, first thing we gotta do is get the excavator this morning. Deese here. Diesel's making sure he pees on everything before we get started this morning. Let's go, come on, here. Now then, let's walk up here and get this thing fired up, warmed up, and get it on the trailer. We'll get up to the Swamp Road project and see if we can't get this job taken care of today. Up here to the Swamp Road project site, and let's get this thing off the trailer here. Y'all have already watched what needs to be done, but it's been a few weeks since I've been here. I'm gonna have to refresh my memory on where we're going to go in and what trees we're taking out. Kind of come up with the game plan. Let's get this thing off for now and get the truck and trailer out of the way, and then we'll get started. We are unloaded and we are ready to go. We'll slide down here. Got some boards. I think I can keep one track on the left side in the shoulder of the road, and the other track will be on the road, and I'll be able to use these boards to keep from scarring and tearing up the road. The power line I mentioned earlier in the video, that's not going to really be a problem. I just got to be careful that I don't raise up into it, but it's pretty high. Now then, I am safely off the road and didn't scratch it up at all. That is a good thing. I'm over here now in this cleared out area. And one thing, fortunately for me, is that appears that this swamp has dried up for now. That is fantastic. I am glad to see that. Step down here, make sure there ain't no snakes down in here first. So step down off in here, and this looks, wow, this looks good and solid. I was kind of worried about this because of the swamp area, but it's actually looking good. I don't know how y'all survived that side swipe of that tree, but you did. Now then I gotta cross this little ditch right here and get to the other side of it. Just like that, good deal. Well, I didn't get all the way across the ditch. I'm gonna have to crawl across there a little bit more. There we go. We're in a firmer spot now where we can get these trees on out of here. Well, I got the tripod set right over there in the way. Unfortunately, I didn't hit it. That's good. Yet. Oh my gosh. am so thankful that that swamp has dried up. That's gonna make this job a lot less difficult. You know, this is not a big job. It's it literally, if it wasn't for the road, if it wasn't for the swampy area, that's really now not a problem. And the tight space is working. This literally wouldn't take but probably an hour, but there's a lot of challenges here to deal with. That looks a little wet over there though. Let's get out here and take a look at what we got. Ripped those couple stumps out and it looked like it was a little wet. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it's a little wet, but I don't think we'll squash down in here. Pretty firm, pretty firm. Think that'll work. That's a big old stump from a tree that's been long gone. See if I can spin out of here now and not go down. Oh yeah. Well, that right track is not feeling good at all. I've got everything that I need to get down here next to the creek anyway. I need to get myself out of here and get those two big trees back there behind me. I'm gonna take my boom, put it over here on the left side and take some weight off that right track. Oh, this ain't good. Better take my boom and pick myself up and then swing while I'm backing out. I guess I need to clean the county's ditch out here. Stopped it up. There we go. Now then, get my hind end out of here. That's pretty good. Got those out of the way. I'll show you where I almost had a problem. It was right there. I don't know if you can tell, but the groundwater is starting to come up into that now. That right there is a false place to set, because that is there's a crust on top, but underneath that crust, there is probably no bottom to it. What I want to do now is see if that I can straddle this road ditch right here. If you see the ditch runs right through there, I'm gonna try to cross it and get my tracks up over here on this side, and then be able to push this tree and try to push it down. I actually may try to cut it, get some pressure against it, and cut it down. It's kind of leaning back in that direction anyway. Let's see what happens. Get my bucket out here, kind of support myself a little bit as I crawl forward. There's a guy wire over here on my right side for that telephone pole. I do not want to hit it. Okay, that feels pretty good right there. If I don't tail swing into that pole, I think we're in business. No, I ain't even far enough away from that thing yet. Let's see if I can crawl on out here a little bit. Wow, what a mess this is. This is where a blade would come in real handy on this machine. I could pick my front end up and be level. I'm barely missing that pole back there. I think it's gonna go though. We'll just see if we can push it down. I think it'll go. Oh yeah, no problem. There we go, it's down. Whoa, I didn't like that. Pulled me off in there a little bit. I need it to break loose instead of push me down in there. Gosh, it's pulled me off down in the swamp. Well, while I'm here, I'm just gonna reach over here and get this other one. Hopefully I can side swing it. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's push it down. Wow, I don't want to go. Come on, tree. Oh, what to do now? I guess I need to get out of this ditch. Just like that. Let's see if I can swing myself around, get across this ditch again. What I've got to be able to do is get this, you know what? I may just leave that stump if it don't come out easy. just cut that tree up. Oh, it's coming out though. There we go. It ain't quite out yet. Come out there, Stump. There you go. There you go, Stump. Finally got that stump ripped up out of the ground, and what I've got to do now is go get the chainsaw, cut this thing up so I can put the material over here out of the way, and then I'll just be able to reach and grab that one, pull it over here and do the same thing. Then we're going to shoot the other side and get that big tree down over there and a few of those small ones. And it won't take long now. We're out of the hard part anyway, that old marshy stuff, but let's get out of here. thing, I'm glad I don't have a whole lot of sawing to do, because this saw is running rough and it's getting close to firewood cutting time. This ain't gonna need a tune-up for then, that is for sure. Well, I saw a little turtle in here. I hope I didn't hurt him. He's moving pretty good. I don't think so. He's heading right on through there. Made it up here to the upper side down. We'll take a look at what trees we got to get down, and the biggest one is the one right here behind me, and I'm going to saw cut that tree just because I don't want to push it down or dig it out, because when I do that I would jeopardize the edge of the road right there. We'll just saw cut that one and push it down in there, and the rest of these are just small. I can just reach and break those off and get those out of the way. I think I just put the spoils over here on this side, but right across the creek, right over at the road, is where we just came from, and this won't take long. There's just a bunch of small stuff right here. Let's get it knocked out. Got one more tree, and that's behind me. I wish I had gotten it when I was on the roadside, the county road side of the creek, because I'm not real sure I can reach it, but I'm gonna try. While I was coming down the hill there, I found what we call a pawpaw. I don't know if you've ever heard of those or saw those. And I wasn't noticing I actually didn't notice the tree when I was taking it down. But this is a fruit. It's called a pawpaw, and it's kind of a yellowish meat on the inside. This one isn't ripe yet. It tastes, it's got a different taste to it. I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, I thought that'd be a pretty cool little thing. If you never heard of a pawpaw, right there is one. Let me see if I can get that open. You can take a look at it. Of course, I lost my knife. I don't have a knife with me today. That's not ripe yet. I can't get it open, but there's a little bit of the meat on the inside of it. Anyway, they taste all right, but it ain't nothing I want to go look for. Let's get this tree down. This edge of this road should be firm enough to support me, but I definitely don't want to get sideways with that boom much. That's as far as I want to go right there. I can reach it, but what can I do with it? Break it, I guess. Oh yeah, I got her going my way now. No problem. Get this root ball and everything up here out of the way. Put it right there for now. Back up, get sideways. And then I'll kind of carry it down here with this other stuff. Grab it. Let's go, tree. You gotta go. Oh, I'm sliding off the hill here. We don't want to do that. Let's see what I can do with it. Cat got another one taken care of, and just like that, we've got a lane opened up for a power line to go through there. It looks a little different than it did this morning, don't it? That's I think it's 40 foot is what we cleared there from the county road up here to the swamp road. Now then, they'll set a pole somewhere in here and run a line over to there, set a transformer somewhere, I suppose, probably on this side, and then they'll run power down there to his building. That's going to take care of it for this one. I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stick around for the message if you will. I'll see you on the next one. God bless. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video there, the little swamp project that, well, returned to the swamp road project to take care of a little swampy issue that was there between the creek and the county ditch. And there was a lot there to be concerned about, and there was a lot there to take a look at. And that's the message I want to talk about today, is that when what we see and what we react to affects our entire life. And I'm going to use this job as a great example of that. So when I went to look at that job, I saw several things right away that were a challenge, that were going to be a challenge for this job. One was the county road, the pavement. I had to protect that. Second was a county ditch. I had to get across the county ditch, the swampy area, the leaning trees, the power line overhead, the creek that ran through it, and on the other side, the steep bank trying to clean some trees out. So there was a lot of things to take in and a lot of things to see about that job, that if you just showed up and you said, okay, yeah, I can clear that for X number of dollars, no big deal, I'll be here tomorrow to do it. Without looking at those challenges, without using your eyes to see those things, and then with your mind process them, there would have been a lot of challenges. That one, I wouldn't have taken the boards to protect the road. That would have caused me an issue, and I hadn't taken the chainsaw, thinking about that, then that would have caused an issue. So it's when you show up and you look at those things, you see those things, you take them in with your eyes, you see those things, you process them, and then you kind of come up with a plan on what it is you need to do. Let me say this, same thing with eating food. If all I eat is Snicker bars and Dr. Peppers, I would look a lot differently than I do today. Now, I do drink my fair share of Dr. Peppers. We're going to talk about something else. So when you take in good food, your body reacts to the good food that you're putting in it. Same thing if your body's taking in bad food. And what I want to talk about here in this message is what we take into our life and what we're looking at, what we're perceiving, and how we're allowing this stuff to get into our minds. The passage of Scripture that I want to look at we find in Matthew chapter 6, and it says this in verse 22. It says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body is full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness?" Now then, let's take that apart verse by verse, and we'll handle that first verse first. And it says, "The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body is full of light." And what that's talking about is that if we are looking with our eyes on the things that are of God, there are righteous things, there are things that look out for other people, they're eyes that aren't willing to or interested in cheating somebody or doing somebody wrong, then it says that our whole body will be full of light. Meaning that when we take that into our eyes, we process it with our mind and process it with our heart, then good things will flow out of us because we're putting good things in. That's pretty easy to understand. It's pretty clear to say that what goes in is what comes out. You've heard that saying before, garbage in, garbage out. Well, this is talking about putting righteousness in and letting righteousness work its way out. Now, the flip side of that is the second verse, and it talks about darkness. And it says, "But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light is in you is darkness, how great is the darkness?" And so I want to use that job again as a focal point for this. If I had just shown up and all I saw was the money, it's going to be X number of dollars, and that was my main focus, then it wouldn't have mattered what was going on, the challenges or obstacles, whatever, because my mind was focused on only the money. And so that's the same thing with the things that are going on in our life. So if we're only focused on the things of this world and what we can gain from this world, then that's garbage going in. And it's garbage going to come out because we're going to treat people that way. Well, I may see a few obstacles here, so I'm going to charge 4 times the amount that I would normally charge for that. Now, rightly so, because of challenges, you ought to charge more for situations like that, but not 4 times more or 6 times more. So when our only focus is the money, then that causes us to make bad judgment. It causes us to treat people wrong. And eventually you're out of business because you do people wrong so many times, and then people are not going to trust you anymore, and they're not going to call you to do those kind of jobs. Same thing with the life that we're living. If we're allowing those things of this world to distract us, and those things that are evil and wicked and prideful and lustful and the things of this world, if that's what we're taking in with our eyes, that's what's going to come out of us. Is a bad attitude, a bad reputation, saying things and doing things that aren't proper. So that's what the Scripture is talking about. It's important what we put in. So what comes out of us is a manifestation of what we put in. And I'm just simply saying that we got to be cautious of that. And I think there's a song that says, "Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little ears, what you hear." That's important. So if you want to know how to get that light in, that light is Jesus Christ. The focus point is Christ. So when we place our faith and trust in Him, then we have a godly perspective, a godly way of thinking, and a godly way of living. And that's the way that we are to pursue life, and not fill our minds and our hearts with the things of this world, because those things are going to perish. The only things that are going to last are those things that are done, what the Bible would say, unto the Lord. So it's important that we do that. If you're not a believer in Jesus Christ, that's the most important decision you can ever make. The decision you could make today is to place your faith and trust in Him and know that you have the forgiveness of your sins, and let this light. Jesus described Himself as the light of the world, and that if that light is in us, then that light is going to come out of us. It's going to work its way out of us because that's what we're putting in. I think I've went around that one as many times as I can. So God bless you, and I appreciate you watching.